get this comment a lot, which is true, right? You're not just going to just slap a joint lock on someone and they're going to go down in pain and you tell them how naughty they are. That's not how it works. You know, a lot of times joint locks work well when you get someone who's sloppy or they overextend or they're just incapacitated, they've had a lot of alcohol. Or you watch Police Tactics use it. They'll get in as a group and they'll work them together as a unit and they'll move people around, and that's fine. But joint locks aren't always to take people down. When you watch a lot of traditional Chinese or Japanese work, sometimes joint locks are not so much meant to take them down as it's meant to move their body into a position where you get better shots, right? So if I go like this and I take him this way, see where his face is? There's my shot. If I take him up, see all that nice meat in there where I come in like this and I start hurting him inside? If I off balance him, look, leg, easy shot all day. So when you do a joint lock a lot of times, what I like to do is, if I get a hold of him, look, I just position him. Now look, there's my punch. I can come back to it later. It's okay. But, you know, when you're fighting people, what happens is, you know, they're protected. You're not going to just walk in and joint lock them. A lot of times you're not just going to walk in and hit them either. But what happens is we start swinging back and forth and he punches at me and then all of a sudden something happens where I can just move him a little bit where I can get the shot off I want. And that's what I'm looking for. These joint locks a lot of times happen because he overextended, he took a punch at me and we clipped each other and now I moved him. Now look, I'm here, I just shifted him. But look what I got. Right now it sets up something better. This is what martial artists often tell people, because what you always see is the end result. You see a static work where I take this and it works every time. But you wouldn't believe how many times he's failed. I mean, it's just what it is. So when you grab somebody and you go to move them and you feel him say no and he resists, you've got to be sensitive enough not to just keep cranking on it, but to go, good, look what I opened up. And now I can go into something else. There's a lot of times joint locks are great for just moving people to a position to where you can hit them better. Even if you move them a little bit, say he's really tight, right? And I just do that a little bit. See that? Good. There's the shots. There's the hits I want. I don't need to take him down as much as I'm positioning him for better hits. Striking and joint locks are intermarried. You have to be able to go back and forth to them. If I go to hit him, and then he sticks an arm out, I go to joint lock him, but then he resists it. I go back to the hit, then I can come back to this after, right? It doesn't matter. You have to learn to play between the two. So look, I'll show you something just to, how I like to show people how to play between the two. So we used to do a drill where we'd push back and forth, right? So he'd push me, I push him, just to get the idea, you know, of being in, hitting a little bit. And then what you learn to do is you learn to take these and you start putting this on. And then right from it, you start hitting again. So he hits, right? I try and work this, I hit him, I try and get in, I try and work this, but I go right back to the hit. And we start playing with how do I go back and forth from hits to joint locks. Now, again, he's compliant, but I'm not hitting him either. So, I mean, it's not like I'm giving him a good shot in the head to loosen this up. Now, when you get better with this, with better partners, what you do is once he starts hitting me, right, and I hit him, and then all of a sudden I reach in, I go like this, I want him to fight me on this. So he'll resist it, pull or something, and fight me with it. So I'll just hit him, right? Now I got the hit, and we'll go back to it, and I'll hit him, he'll hit me, right? We're playing back and forth, and then all of a sudden I try to go like this, and he'll fight me on it. Okay, now I'm going to go into something else because I'm going to hit him. You want to get sensitive to the idea that when you grab this and he goes no, you don't continue to fight through it. You go, great. See how now everything's opened up? Good. Good enough. Look at that. But where people struggle with joint locks is they're insistent that they're going to put that joint lock on. And that's a bad habit. You know, you go to put this on and he just slips it. You know, it's not easy to joint lock people. If he grabs you, joint lock him. Grab. All day, right? I'm pretty good at slipping these things because I know how they work, right? But if you can dummy them up a little bit, right? He goes to slide and slip. And he slips and boom, right there. Look, there, good. Now we're back into it. Why? Because I hit him 3 or 4 times. I took his brain off the fact. Because when I grab him, where's his mind? His mind is here. Oh my God, he's trying to hurt my arm. So he resists at this point. Oh my God, he hurt my leg. Oh my God, he hit my head. Well, now this becomes a little less, what he's worried about. When you learn joint lockings, when you learn joint locks, you have to go between the two. Don't think you can just do one or the other. If you learn just joint locks without actually the setups, for 99.9% of the people of this world, those joint locks will fail. So take your time. And like I said, go slow. When you do this to start, get used to the idea of someone trying to hit you. You take it, he fights it. So you come back with something else. And then he punches at me again, right? And then he fights it. And I go like this and he says no, so I hit him again. And then I go back into it. Go between them, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Don't just do one. It tends not to go well.